The Toyota GR Yaris, 28 years old, spends half his income on fuel and tires. To him, public roads are just a slightly less organized WRC stage. He knows the exact speed to take every roundabout within a 20-kilometer radius. That's not guessing. That's muscle memory. He's actually a really good driver. That is what makes him even more insane. Unhinged final boss. The Volvo V90, senior architect, private school teacher, lives in a house made of glass. There's a €16,000 mountain bike parked next to the car that he rides twice a year. If a waiter spills wine on him, he just smiles and says, "Mistakes are part of the human experience." To him, the V90 is the perfect balance between a BMW 5 Series and not looking like an absolute goofball, chill driver. Audi A4, driven by a regional sales manager for a paperclip company in Germany, uses the word leverage daily and thinks he's Steve Jobs because the company gave him a lease. 99% chance it's a 2.0 TDI. You'll see him at 6 o'clock a.m. on the Autobahn, chugging a Red Bull trying to beat the morning traffic. Not insane, but the ego is doing a lot when driving. If he's having a bad day, he will take a roundabout at 50 kilometers per hour just to save 30 seconds on the GPS arrival time. Dangerous. The Peugeot 3008. The driver is a smooth dad working as a PR manager. This man is not driving fast, he's driving perfectly. Every corner is a calculated apex, not for speed, but to make sure his youngest kid doesn't wake up in the back. Before every drive, he spends 10 minutes adjusting ambient lighting and trying to find the perfect air conditioning setting. Slight risk though, because while merging onto the highway, he's still figuring out which button turns on the massage seats. Alfa Romeo 147, 60% philosopher, 40% mechanic, emotional driving always. You're not a real petrol head until you've owned an Alfa. He'll tell you that while waiting for a tow truck somewhere in the Italian countryside.
Bruh.
The car works for 30 minutes, then takes a break. Keep your distance and you'll be fine. Ford Fiesta SD, beginner driver. Probably from the UK, drinks exclusively Monster Energy. Spine is completely destroyed by those Recaro bucket seats, Mountain Stage 2. Exhaust pops every time he lifts off, especially in front of hospitals and nursing homes. Suspension is so low he can literally tell you if the coin he ran over was heads or tails. This is basically the GR Yaris driver, just with half the skill and zero fear. Unhinged. Škoda Fabia, honest, reliable, invisible. Available in business gray, rental blue, and non-enthusiast white, owned by young families and retirees. This isn't a car, this is an appliance. It starts, it drives, it exists. Chill driver. BMW 1 Series. He couldn't afford an M3, but the 116D is basically the same chassis. M-Performance stickers from AliExpress everywhere. Rear-wheel drive is the personality, drifting in the snow while everyone else is just trying to survive. Low oil light, that's just a suggestion. Dangerous, especially when he starts feeling like Ken Block. Fiat Leon, driven by a young dad who didn't want to golf like everyone else. Don't ever call it a Spanish Škoda, he will take that personally. Fake exhausts, obsessed with the full-width rear light. He will lock and unlock the car 4 times in a row just to watch it. It can look like he's drunk sometimes, but he's not. He's just trying to find the Sport Plus button on the touchscreen. Yep, same problem as the 3008. Slight risk. Although, you can usually tell how insane he is by the number of mods. If it sounds like a super powerful vacuum cleaner and scrapes on every bump, could potentially be dangerous. Audi A3, older model, definitely modified, blacked out, loud for no reason. This is the guy who thinks he built a supercar with a remap and a downpipe, drives fast everywhere but not always well. Lane changes are aggressive, confidence is high, skill is, well, questionable, dangerous. Peugeot 508, low-key underrated in my opinion, driven by someone who wanted a proper German luxury sedan. But the bank account said no, or it could be an Uber driver. They can drive a bit crazy sometimes, but usually in a controlled way, unless there's an 88-year-old grandpa behind the wheel. Then you're in survival mode, slight risk. Nissan Juke. This car looks like a frog having an allergic reaction to a bee. I don't know who looked at this and said, yeah, that's the one. The driver, honestly, I have no idea. Where would you put this one? Cupra Formentor, early 30s. Possibly one kid, works in strategic digital solutions, whatever that means, tight polo shirt, expensive sneakers. He bought this car because he wanted to feel cool, and to be fair, it kinda works, until he goes 20 over the speed limit and immediately gets nervous. Chill driver. The Škoda Superb, also known as the Spreadsheet Sultan. This guy spent 3 months researching the best legroom to euro ratio on the market. Everything is calculated. Everything makes sense. He drives exactly the speed limit. But if you see a black or dark blue Superb in your mirror on the highway, you're not chilling anymore. You are about 40 seconds away from getting your entire day ruined. Because of that, slight risk. The Volkswagen Touran, the professional father. This wasn't a choice, this was the only option. Some of them accepted it. Others are going through a big midlife crisis. On the surface, it looks harmless, but inside the car, there's chaos. Kids arguing about the iPad, someone crying, and he's running on 2 hours of sleep, which means when he gets 10 minutes alone, he might just floor it, only to feel something again. Dangerous. Opel Zafira. This is basically the Touran, but 4 times more stressed and burned out. More problems, more stress, less money. Interior, biohazard, something sticky on every surface and nobody knows what it is. This car has transported kids, dogs, furniture, half a house, and probably something illegal once. The driver is running on no sleep, no patience, and no options. Mercedes V-Class, very rich Swiss grandpa. This is not a van. This is a private lounge on wheels, usually on the way to the Alps, driving at a perfectly legal speed with zero stress. There's probably a fridge in the back and better seats than in your living room. He's not in a rush. He's already won. Chill driver. Fiat Punto. This car has 2 possible owners, either an 85-year-old grandma named Maria, who somehow ended up on the wrong side of the highway for the 4th time this month, or a 19-year-old driving from Rome to Manchester with 400 euros and a dream. There is no in-between. The car itself, 60% rust, 30% faded red paint, 10% random gas station stickers. Every single dashboard light is on. Battery, oil, engine, abs, doesn't matter. It still starts every morning, and somehow makes it to the supermarket before opening time so the owner can fight for discounted eggs and butter. You don't see a Punto coming. You hear a 1.2-liter engine screaming with no mercy. Unhinged. BMW X5 E53, 4.4 V8. This man does not follow rules, he creates them. Leather jacket, year-round. Either owns a construction company or something you shouldn't ask about. Windows fully tinted. Air suspension, gone. Sunroof, leaking. Still doing 220 kilometers per hour on a highway that hasn't been repaired since World War II. He doesn't use lanes, he uses available space. Roundabouts are suggestions. Even the Fiesta SD and GR Yaris drivers move over for him. Final boss. Lotus Elise, driven by a guy who is 2 meters tall. It looks like he's wearing the car, not driving it. This thing is ridiculously low. You don't see it, you discover it. But the driver, surprisingly chill, respectful on normal roads, and only turns into George Russell when he finds a perfect mountain road. Chill driver. Range Rover Sport, driven by a yummy mummy. This car has never seen terrain tougher than a Starbucks drive-through. She will park directly under a no parking sign because her darling cannot walk more than 8 meters to school. The danger is her height and the car's height. She might just delete a small hatchback and not even notice. Keep distance. Citroën 2CV, driven by an organic farmer or a philosophy professor. They're just happy the car is moving, waves at everyone, smiles at strangers. You will get stuck behind one at some point. And yes, it's annoying, but you can't even be mad, they're just existing. Chill driver. Škoda Yeti, driver is a Czech or Polish weekend cottage guy, on the way to the mountains, with schnitzels and homemade pastries from his mom in the back. He only drives like twice a week, which means there is always a chance he is going to do some dumb shit. Nice person, bad driver, dangerous. Okay, feel free to drop a comment and wish you all the best. Peace.